Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Mark. Thank you so much. I think this actually got to my market. Yeah, I think it did. So, but thank you so much. I don't know why did he write 2024? Because I could see the canning here. It says 10 24 24. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so kind of like, 2 months ago. Merry Christmas to you guys. Pimp My Sleigh, Belgian style Christmas ale, 10.5%. Complex malt bill. They have a proprietary yeast blend, and there's some spices in here, and they don't list for spices. So let's try it out. Beer comes in a really nice, beautiful, kind of dark mahogany color. It's kind of like a medium brown. Nice, beautiful tan head on that. Oh yeah, big Belgian character. Tons of a little bit of grapey thing going on, but I'm thinking like dried figs, dried dates, raisin. A nice spicy sweetness to it too. There's this kind of like I don't know what specifically they're using, but I think it smells like a star anise, allspice maybe. Then again, the cool thing about this is that like the phenols also offer this kind of spicy note. So maybe a little bit of cracked black pepper, also some like dried orange peel possibly. Also this beautiful like honeyed graham cracker cinnamon biscuit thing. I don't know, like some kind of dessert thing that's around the holidays that's got this kind of like spiciness and honeyed sweetness thing. Cheers. I do have it like right out of the fridge, so a little bit cold, but nice. See, they don't shy away from ABV. That's a good important thing about these beers. It should be a winter sipper, right? Like, I don't want a Christmas beer that's like 5%. They also didn't shy with their amazing pumpkin beer, which was like 8-9%. Big bold beer, but like nice and drinkable. I would have guessed the beer was around 8-9, but it's like 10.5. Doesn't obviously have the insane Belgian carb to it, which I always complain about, but it has a creamy mouthfeel, and it sort of works with this beer. So like with a big beer like this, I feel like you sort of need that carb when you're at a lighter color beer, or if you're a little smaller. At 10.5, I mean, this is almost like in the range of like barley wine, imperial stout. Like carb for me is not as critical with this Belgian beer. And then the other thing is the flavors are big, like, so like big flavors, you don't need to rely on carb, right? Like there's impacts, flavor impact, carbonation impact, richness. It's a darker beer, so like it has darker, richer flavors versus a pale beer that might need carb to lift it up. Here, we're fine with beers that are lower volumes of CO2, lower carb when they're big and imperial like this. Darker beer specifically, barley wine, imperial stout, very spicy. Not very spicy. Yeah, at Berliner right now there's like a gingerbread stout thing. No, it's a little way more subtle. On the palate, I get star anise, baked spices, maybe a little bit of like nutmeg. Not really the cinnamon bomb, maybe a little bit of allspice, maybe a little of dried orange peel, nice dark fruit character, just like those figs, raisins, dates. Nice booze to it too. Also a little bit of this kind of like licoricey character. So, the addition of spices / the spicy Belgian phenols, a little bit of licoricey thing. So dark fruit, spices, a little bit licoricey, creamy mouthfeel. You sort of see this head, tight bubbled head. It really makes for a really beautiful kind of like, again, like the analogy would be like a really delicious pastry style / imperial stout. This is obviously not that. It's a Belgian ale. Yeah. I wouldn't see this being made by a Belgian brewery. It's just too like impactful. There's generally a little bit more levity, a little bit more light-handed on its rich malt. It's a dense, rich beer. It almost has this kind of like, yeah, that's what it is. Like fruit cake, like the holiday thing. It's like dense. Like it's not fluffy cake. It's like, brownie. Well, obviously it doesn't taste like brownie, but you don't understand the texture of a thick, like a heavy dessert. Like literally, like it's a dense dessert versus a fluffy light one. So like a fruit cake bread thing, whatever they call that thing on it. Raisins, dense, rich malt. And what's the malt on here? Yeah, there's a beautiful spicing that balances out the big, rich sweetness of this beer, and it's just this chunky, rich caramel breadiness, like cakiness, caramel cakiness. Is cake the best analogy? It's not a fluffy cake, just real dense freaking cake. So yeah, it's absolutely delicious. Granted, freaking Fatheads crushes everything. So obviously they crushed on a Christmas sale. This is not exactly the thing I'm always looking for, but it's executed extremely well. If a big Christmas sale is right up your alley, boom, this is an easy A+ for you. For me, I'm not going nuts over it, but like it's very tasty. 90, it's an A minus range. 93. Pimp my Sleigh. Again, preferences, blah blah. But delicious stuff, really well executed. Thank you so much, Mark. Again, it's just stupid. Like I like have I? What's the worst? I'm trying to think. What's the worst Fatheads beer I had this year? I don't know. But introduced to this brewery, Fatheads is obviously going to be my number one this year. It's going to be. So that's a hint at the top 10 list that I'm making this year. Until next time, cheers later.